In fact, there are a lot of engines in the automotive world that are not reliable. I made a selection of motors with the most significant and curious failures. These engines cause a lot of problems and, even worse, are often unreasonably expensive to repair. The opinion that gasoline units are simple and reliable is erroneous in modern realities. Such models can still be found in car dealerships. There are enough of them in the secondary market, but the era of simple and cheap gasoline engines to repair is already in the past. They were replaced by complex structures with a lot of whimsical equipment. Complex fuel systems, superchargers, dual-mass flywheels, recirculation valves, dampers on manifolds often break down and require impressive repair costs. 1.4 TSI, Volkswagen Group. It was to become one of the Volkswagen Group's most popular petrol engines. And so it turned out. It has found its way into the B, C, and D segments. Unfortunately, the engineers have not dealt with several problems that tarnish the brand's image and can empty the pockets of the unconscious owner. 1.4 TSI engine with 160 horsepower. The dual supercharger suffers from chain stretch, problems with the chain tensioner and the compressor electromagnetic clutch. In addition, the engine is very heavily loaded, which causes cracks on the pistons. If problems with pistons occur during the warranty period, then the engine is changed at the expense of the manufacturer, otherwise the driver will face huge costs. A more modest 122 horsepower version of the turbo engine suffers only from problems with the chain and tensioner. Also, both engine modifications are characterized by problems with the injection system and phase regulators. In 2010, a number of elements were upgraded. This allowed a slight increase in durability, but it was not possible to completely get rid of the problems. Much more managed to get rid of in 2012 with the advent of the 1.4 Series EA211. Instead of a timing chain, it uses a belt. Subaru 2.5 Turbo. The Japanese brand has won the hearts of experts and ordinary people due to the fact that it has produced truly reliable motors. They were operated for 15 years without serious damage. But the Japanese brand also has problematic developments, and the 2.5 Turbo unit confirms this. It is not equipped with superchargers, but the thin walls of the cylinders lead to a rapid burning of the head gasket. This is partially solved by artificially thickening the walls, replacing standard pistons with forged ones, and replacing the original gasket with a more reliable model. But these activities are not cheap. Another problem with the engine is high oil consumption. A burnt head gasket is a common problem with all 2.5L engines, including turbocharged versions. But charged models have more problems. At the top of this list is broken pistons. This is followed by less significant damage to engine equipment. The problem is the exhaust gas recirculation valve, lambda probe. In 2007 to 2008, a batch of so-called dirty engines with significant defects went into operation. Therefore, the Subaru 2.5 Turbo must be carefully checked when buying. 1.6 THP-BMW PSA. In 2006, PSA, together with BMW, showed a common powertrain. It was a 1.6-liter THP Prince Series petrol engine that has since won numerous awards, winning the Engine of the Year title. He found application in mini and urban models of Peugeot and Citroën. Even in large vehicles, it provides excellent dynamics. Unfortunately, the motor is not without flaws. There are problems with chain stretching, breakage of the tensioner and cracking of the exhaust manifold. In addition, the camshaft bearings wore out, the result of a lack of lubrication. You need to keep an eye on the amount of oil, because its consumption of 4L 10,000 kilometers is not unusual. Added to this are problems with the electronics, the vacuum pump or the blow-off valve in the turbocharger. Even if individually some faults are inexpensive to fix, it is necessary to reckon with the accumulation of problems. Some of the problems have been brought under control. For example, the chain, after 2009, no longer stretches. In 2011, a modernization was made, which eliminated most of the other miscalculations. However, it was not possible to completely eliminate the defects. Both companies later decided to work on further engine modifications independently. Fiat, Opel, TS 2.0, JTS 2.0 I 2.2. The TS power unit is known for frequent timing failures. The 2.0-liter JTS engine consumes a lot of oil. In addition, the suction valves break from the formation of soot. The latest version of the 2.2-liter JTS suffers from timing chain stretching, rapid wear of the camshafts. The engine control electronics are unstable. The JTS and TS units are different engine lines, but they have a lot in common. They were equipped with Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and Opel models. The motors are equipped with a direct fuel injection system and have an impressive list of technical flaws. The TS model showed shortcomings even at the stage of preparation for mass production. These are unstable casings, variable valve timing variators and a shaft drive. It is recommended to change the belt using a phase regulator every 60,000 kilometers or 3 years. Version 2.0 JTS uses the technical base of the TS engine, but instead of 2 candles per cylinder, it has direct injection. As a result, the motor suffers from deposits on the suction valves. Also, a serious problem is high oil consumption. Therefore, experts recommend changing the lubricant after 10,000 kilometers. In addition, it is often mixed with fuel, which greatly accelerates the wear of the camshafts. JTS 2.2 features an unstable timing drive. Fixing the problem is quite expensive. 4.5-4.8 V8, Porsche the Cayenne is still Porsche's best-selling model. Therefore, in the secondary market you can find a lot of copies in relatively good condition. However, one must be careful when choosing petrol Cayenne S 4.5 V8. Its cylinder liners often crack. Symptoms: extraneous noise from the engine and increasing consumption of engine oil. Repairs can be expensive. Porsche cars have never been cheap to run. The blame was placed on the fragile plastic pipes of the cooling system, which lost their tightness, the liquid level dropped, and the engine overheated. Later, the Porsche Cayenne Turbo and Cayenne S seemed to get rid of the problems, getting cylinder liners made of more resistant material in 2007 along with the new 4.8. The cooling system has also been improved. However, after a while, a similar problem began to appear, although with a higher mileage. The first symptoms are a knock in the area of U200B timing cover. The reason is the wear of the nacelle layer, which covers the cylinder walls. Repair technology is quite difficult. The cost will be from 250 to 400,000 rubles. It is expensive, but with a quality repair there is a chance for a long and trouble-free operation. Due to potential problems with the engine, motorists are not advised to install gas equipment. Well, it will be very interesting to know your opinion, and that's all from me. Thank you very much for your attention. I will be very grateful if you subscribe to the channel. See you soon.